You can see Monet's painting in the background, a lot of white, makes it atmospheric. Now this is you, Claude Monet's on the left, you are on the right. Look at the same mannerism in the front of the road as is in the back. The same consistent trees and no other trees in between the background and foreground to create depth. His use of perspective, 1 point perspective, meant darker in the front, lighter and out of focus trees all the way in the back, and the trees get smaller and they're bending just like the trees should be falling. The texture of the meandering road is very textural in the front and very soft, out of focus in the back. And of course, you are on the right side. Your treatment of the road is the same throughout. Harmonious colors he uses, it amazes me. He uses 3 colors, emerald green, cerulean blue, and cobalt, and does the entire painting with 3 colors. And it does look deep, spatial, and 1 point perspective is right there underneath the bridge. The last part is very clever. The final touch, he uses golden frames, French beautiful frames, and uses the yellows to match the color of the frame. They're always a smaller, they're 16 by 20 inches, the same painting sizes that I paint. So we've covered the haze factor, we covered the curve of the path, front warm colors and cool colors in the back, the small sizes of canvas so the viewer can get really close and see the texture in a museum or gallery. And this is a very complex one. He has missing items. Look at in the back, as he goes back, there are no branches. But however, he lets you know he knows how to do it. So he puts a beautiful tree right in the front that you know he can do it. It just, there are missing items in the back. I have another painting coming up in a second that shows it very clearly. But he uses a yellow against a purple or violet a lot. Here's the 3 colors called analogous colors he uses right next to each other. Now, this is the most important part of my talk, is that the yellow, a smaller haystack, sits against alizarin crimson is complementary color of yellow, and they're sitting right next to each other. The last part of his technique is the limited palette. So he has a huge amount of grayish green on the field and just dabs it with a little bit of warm cadmium red, and the cadmium just pops. So this is a beautiful way of working, just a little bit of color in the field of all green. So all green, just a little bit of red. Most of his paintings are really abstract expressionism. In this next few minutes, I'm going to do this painting that I talked about early on, and you will see that I follow all of the characteristic of alla prima, at once in Italian. And this is, at once is, you have no palette, you paint right on top of the painting with your colors mixing with each other. So all my paintings are from my memory, and in this particular painting, it's an older canvas. I just decided to show you how an alla prima painter would work. Very fast. You should be able to do this in 2 hours. This painting took me 4 hours to finish up, but I just wanted to show you how I mixed the colors right there. There. I put blue, and then I put pink on top of it with cadmium red and white, and it created a beautiful color. Now on the left side, nothing goes green, which is good. I bring in a little bit of orange to give it some kind of a sunny look to it. It's about afternoon, about maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The sky is maybe too dark. I hope you enjoyed Alla Prima, at once a style of painting in Italian, And as you notice that a lot of great masters like Caravaggio did exactly that. There's not a single drawing by Caravaggio for his masterpieces. Would you please comment on my channel to help my YouTube algorithm?